Hey everyone, welcome back to On the Fence Movie Reviews. I am Adrian, joined by my co-host Rob. Today we are going to be talking about Godzilla versus Kong. So, Godzilla vs. Kong stars Rebecca Hall, Millie Bobby Brown, and Alexander Skarsgård. And so now we have after the past three films, Kong Skull Island, Godzilla, and Godzilla King of the Monsters. It's kind of culminated into this big thing here. Well, it pretty much the film starts off with Godzilla, who's been living in peace. They haven't had a sighting of him. He's kind of fought off all the bad monsters. So the world's been good, but all of a sudden Godzilla somehow is, well, they don't know why, he's attacking once again, unprovoked. Meanwhile, Kong is in a holding containment island place. And, now they are believing that maybe if we take him to this hollow world, I guess is what they would call it, maybe Godzilla will follow him and that's how we can get rid of him. And so there's this corporation, Apex, that is funding this whole project, but there may be something a little bit more sinister going on behind the scenes. Let's jump right into it. Rob, what were your thoughts on Godzilla versus Kong?
Well, I believe the word you were looking for is, I think it's Hollow Earth, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Hollow
yes.
Earth. So right off the bat, I'm gonna say first thing that stands out, obviously, is the visuals when it comes to Kong and Godzilla, the massive size of these characters, and they're just overall they're towering over everything else. They looked amazing. They they do a great job with scale as far as like making them look like when they're on the ship, and you see this in the trailer when they're on the ship just fighting. You see how big they are compared to like the ship, and a lot of us have seen these ships. They're pretty big. So I think they do a really good job of showing how massive these titans are. The fighting between them is obviously amazing. They do a great job of, I would say, not making them look too slow, but not making them look too fast either. I feel like Godzilla is kind of toned up a little bit for this movie. I'm not sure if
he got a little yoked for
just there's some shots where you see him, you're like, oh man, he looks a little more yoked in this movie.
He was like, I'm coming out of retirement, so I need to get back into shape, and that's what he did.
So but just, I mean, like I said, the thing that stands out to me the most is the visuals in this movie. One thing and I'm not gonna try and be too negative about it, but there's humans in this movie, and they really don't add too much to the movie. So if you're looking for this, this amazing, the amazing performance by these actors, that's not what you're gonna get. But another to the positive side of things, I will say, is actually the relationship between Kong and this little girl.
Okay.
You felt the emotion, you felt the relationship. I would say if anything, out of all the characters and all the human characters in this movie, I want to say I had more of an attachment to her and Kong's relationship.
Yeah, they definitely bring more of the emotion, I guess, if there is any in this film. It would be definitely the relationship between her and Kong. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like they do. I know they tried it in other movies, with Kong Skull Island and the previous Godzilla movies, but I think they honestly may have nailed it here with this little girl and King Kong. So that part I did believe. I liked it. I thought it was good. You do see the detail in Kong's face. There are certain parts in this movie where Kong's evoking honestly, I think Kong did the best acting job out of everyone
or whomever did the motion capture.
Yes, whoever did that for Kong, they did a great job, because I believed it. I felt emotion when Kong was sad. I felt sad when he was angry. I was like, yeah, I believe the anger, but uh, so there are some negatives, and the negatives typically are gonna. And this is have had the same feeling for the previous movies. The human aspect of it falls flat for me. But
Okay.
if you're looking at Kong, if you're looking at Godzilla, and you came to watch these titans battle it out, I was thoroughly entertained. Adrian, what about you?
Well, Rob, I'm in the same boat as you. You know what, and I have to say, if 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 you're upset because the story is like kind of dumb and outlandish, if you will, then I think you're kind of missing the point of this film. It's We're just here for the big monster action and fighting, you know.
Let them fight.
Exactly. So, like for me, I thought a lot of it was pretty dumb. Like okay, so
Yeah.
like Millie Bobby Brown's character and the two other actors, I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but the guy has his like little conspiracy theory
Right, right.
podcast, and they're trying to infiltrate the Apex Corporation to figure out like what's actually going on behind the scenes, and they go on this whole little side mission. And for me, it's kind of it's kind of almost pointless because it
Okay.
doesn't really amount to anything. Really, nothing really actually comes of their little side mission, sort of, really. And so those little things, you're using these characters, and all of them are pretty solid actors. But the problem is that, again, it's kind of it's pointless. Their portion of the story. um and again, you can kind of do without it, but at the same time, I'm not really here to okay, I'm looking for the most amazing, well written story. Yeah, I just want to
Right.
see Godzilla and Kong go go at it and see who's gonna reign king. And I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys because this is a spoiler free review. But I gotta say, it was fun to watch, man. I mean, it is definitely a spectacle, and
Yes.
I
Yes.
like a lot of what you said. The heart really did come from Kong and the relationship of this deaf girl who are interacting with each other, and even the part where Kong is about to go and fight, and she tells him, "You be careful,"
Right. Yeah.
and so like those things are where the heart kind of came from. But overall, I gotta say, I really enjoyed this film, and also I gotta say, it is a film worth watching in theaters because I watched it in IMAX opening night, and I watched it again the very next day on HBO Max, and an entirely different film, an entirely different experience. You don't get The action doesn't quite hit as much, but it is something you got to watch on screen. Rob, what were your thoughts on that as well?
Oh
Did you
yeah.
do?
So I did kind of the reverse of you. Is I found out it was coming out midnight on HBO Max. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch it. I got up early the morning that it came out.
Yeah,
Not at midnight. I was closer to 4 in the morning. I got up and I watched this movie. And and I told you, I just wanted to watch it to see if watching it at home and then watching it, because I also got an IMAX screening for it. Um,
yeah,
Watching it at home and watching it, in an IMAX theater, obviously there's a huge discrepancy in size as far as the picture. So
exactly.
I just wanted to see if it held up at home as it did on the theater. And you're right, Adrian. It's cool to see at home, in the comfort, you pause it, go to the restroom or grab some popcorn, whatever. But there is nothing like watching this movie was made to be seen on a huge screen. For the reasons that I kind of mentioned before, the scale of these characters,
Yeah,
the sound when Kong's banging his chest, that sound is amazing. When
yeah. That rumble, man.
yeah, when Godzilla's doing his roar, or even his charging up the, when you hear it
Yeah,
in an IMAX theater and see it on an IMAX screen,
and you
the
feel it too, man.
there's honestly nothing. It's cool watching it at home. It's very convenient, but it nothing compares to watching it in the theater on the
Yeah,
biggest screen possible.
yeah. I mean, that moment. where they're like face to face
Oh
yelling at
yeah,
each
oh yeah,
other.
dude, it was awesome. It was
You
awesome.
feel it, and then again, it's all about right the experience, and for me, if you're lucky, you have a really good crowd
Yes,
who's
yes,
into it.
exactly.
So pretty much at the end, when the fight was kind of settled, so to speak, people cheered and they were kind of loving it, and they loved the whole action, uh, that all of it, and it was cool to like have people be that enthusiastic about it
Yes,
and be
yes.
really into it. It
Or
makes the experience so much more
or
enjoyable.
even my I don't know, it probably was the same way in your crowd. But even in my crowd, there were Kong fans and there were Godzilla fans, and even on the fight on the boat, there was active. You know, when Kong punches Godzilla, there was cheering. When Godzilla knocks Kong into the water, there was cheering. So they definitely, along with the screen, along with the sound, the theatrical experience with the crowd, and to be back, I mean, to be back in the theater again, with that crowd, and like you said, you get a good audience with you get a good crowd, and you get, people interacting in a positive way, and it overall, the theater experience specifically with this movie, I made this movie good for me.
Yeah, and I gotta echo everything you just said. It really is, um, it really is an exciting thing to watch. And I'm gonna just jump right on it and say, get off that fence, go to your local theater, watch the film, have a good time, and enjoy Kong versus or Godzilla versus Kong. Rob, what are you saying?
Well, Adrian, I'm going to echo your words, and I'm going to get off the fence. And if you can, um, check this movie out in an IMAX, or at least
Yeah,
at the very least the Dolby. I mean, whatever you can see it in the theater, but IMAX is preferable. Dolby, because you got that sound and you still have really good picture quality.
yeah,
Because this movie was designed to be seen in a theater, and I feel like that's the way it should be seen. So definitely get off the fence and go check this movie out.
for sure. All right, guys, that's our review of Godzilla versus Kong. What did you think of the film? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did Were you Team Godzilla or were you Team Kong? Why don't you comment down below and let us know, and we'll get that conversation rolling. Also, don't forget to click like, subscribe, and share with all of your friends. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at On the Fence Movie Reviews.
And remember, we will catch you on the fence. Let them fight.